Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, and whenever you may watch this replay. Yesterday, we started working with some scraps on our 4x4 canvas boards, and we were discussing how sometimes your art expresses the words that maybe you're feeling or you can't go through. But I want to explore using scraps in art just a little bit more today, and how weaving um, scraps together could tell our own story or a story emerges. And so yesterday when we were working on our boards and our scraps, they were forming kind of a landscape, if you will, or it seemed to be like a landscape. And so today we're going to weave in some more scraps today and see what emerges. Sometimes our art may not be about what we're feeling inside, but maybe we're manifesting what's coming to us. So the scraps can subconsciously, using scraps, could weave your own story about maybe something that you're wanting or something that you don't realize you want. So again, um, it's kind of like in your how do I want to say this? Because it's a struggle day. I've had a lot of those lately. But anyway, um, so getting my thoughts together is taking a minute, but weaving your own story is kind of like the fragments of things that happen in your life and how all those things collected become something bigger or better or worse, whatever is going on. Um, and so scraps are kind of like that. We've been working with a lot of scraps lately to create, or die cuts, whatever, to create our little masterpieces that we're doing in this 100-day journey. So we're going to explore a little bit like that today. And while I am excited, it doesn't look like it, but I'm excited um, that this is 25 days. We've done this live every day for 25 days, and that is huge. That means 75 more days to go. And so we're almost there, right? We're almost to the halfway point. So, really excited about that. And um, definitely am for the community members, go check out your email. Hopefully, you got that yesterday. Definitely looking for some input from you on something that I have planned for Thursday. And if you're watching this, please go check out the community. The link is in the description below. And for those of you who haven't joined, make sure you do that by April 12th. April 12th, we're going to have our community Q&A call, and um, the doors are closing on the community. Right now, the community is free. So jump in there before April 12th and become a founding member. And we'll talk more about that later this week. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and get started. Get my coffee out of the picture there. Okay. So good morning, Christina. How are you? So before I went live, I was my brain was starting to get warmed up and wanted to do a few things here. I saw this little heart. I don't really like the color of this heart, so I'm gonna color it real quick with this pasta marker. And let me see. Yep. Okay. So I'm just gonna color it because it's not the color I want. This is not the heart you're looking for. I'm going to. I wanted it more of a pink color, so we're just gonna let that sucker dry. See if we can scoot that over there without making a mess. Maybe not. Dry over there. Okay. And then, of course, I was doing the typical, let's put the circle here and let's put a circle here. And we're going to put one here. So I was already messing around with that this morning before we went live. because we got to have our circles in all our pieces. And do I have? Yeah, I think I do have. Subconsciously, I would put a circle just about every piece we created, which is interesting. All right, looking for my glue sheet. So we're going to go ahead and glue these down. And then we'll play with some more scraps and see if this landscape becomes a landscape or what does it become, right? So we're just going to do the art thing and see what happens. Oh. So next week is going to be interesting because where I am going on my little in my little spaceship. No, I'm just joking. I don't know if anybody's ever watched um what's the name of that show, that kid show? Anyway, can't think of it right now. Brain's not engaged yet. But anyway, um my son used to watch it when he was little, but I can't remember the cartoon. It was an educational cartoon. But where I'm going next week, the lives are going to be a little difficult, only because I have to drive an hour to where I need to be. So we're going to see how all this works out. It will definitely. I haven't quite looked at the travel time as far as like getting up, getting ready for work, and then do the live, or do I do the live first, then get ready? What's the travel time, right? So bear with me next week. It should be real fun. And if I have to do something different, I will post something in, not only in our community, but I will also post on our YouTube channel community page, whatever that thing's called, where you create a post. So I will let you know on how it goes. But it's going to be real fun. May have to try to do. I don't even think I can do anything later in the evening because of everything else that's going on. I just can't. Next week is unpredictable. I'll just say that. So I am concentrating here. So that's probably why you're not hearing me say anything. I am more focused on something at the moment. My scraps are trying to tell me a story, but it didn't turn out. So we just went in a different direction. Right there, spontaneously. Enjoying my second cup of coffee. Oh, nice. You've been up a while. I'm almost done with my first, and I don't know how many cups of coffee you have per day, but it seems like I have 3 or 4. Now, granted, it's not strong coffee. Trust me, it's more like a latte, if you will. So it's definitely not strong coffee. Um, go away. Okay, let's see here. What does this? What does this say? Oh, oh. Do I like that there? No, I do not like that there. Not like that there. Let's see what this does. I knew these triangles would come back and say hello to us. These are the little snippets of the art that I cut off when I do the what do you call it? I wrap the jelly print around the board. Sorry. Ooh, I like that one. A little bit too big though. Well, now we got to do the third one because obviously I got two. Now I got to do the third one. We talked about that where I like odd numbers. So, do I have another triangle? Oh, I do have another triangle. Oh, and I have a cool looking triangle. Let's rip that in half. Get off my fingers. Thank you for playing. Okay. I have this little squiggly line I think would be perfect. Now I just got to find it. Oh. Oh, I found it. Oh, can't see it. Dang it. Not the color I was looking for. What about this die cut? What does that look like if I rip that bottom part off? Not liking it. I thought there was something else that I wanted. Where is it? All right. Maybe we make this a little shorter. That little black square looks needs something on top of it. But I keep okay, that's better. Need all these little squares. Okay. Put all those things back. Okay, this one's good. I want to emphasize, I want to let this dry. I want to emphasize with Posca markers those little circly things. So let's go back over here for a minute. That does not come back to me anymore. Okay. Not sure here on this one. This one hasn't spoken to me yet. And it's trying to say something, but I don't know what it's saying. I have no rhyme or reason why I put the tissue paper there. It just said, this is where I go. So I'm just going with the flow. There's no like, oh, why did she do that? It just said, this is where it's going. Along with this little red tissue paper. It's saying it's going there too. I said, okay. Wow. These are starting to, I think yesterday subconsciously, we said these look like landscapes and that's what they're forming, it looks like. And that's not the intent, was not to create a landscape with my little collages. But I think maybe because I'm thinking about my trip next week, getting prepared for that, maybe that's subconsciously in my brain. And so that's what I'm thinking is happening. All right. My little pink heart is not dried yet, but I know where I'm putting that pink heart. Hmm. What else do we have? No, no. Hmm. Wow. Love this chicken wire. I just don't know what it is about this chicken wire, but I just love the chicken wire. And it does not go on here. If this was a, I don't know, maybe that. Hmm, I don't know. I'm into triangles right now for some reason. Yep, it's gonna go right there. I don't know why, but triangles are coming to me. A lot of triangles are coming to me. Might have to pop that out. It kind of blends in with that blue just a little bit. Oh, here's another little triangle. Okay, well, we're just gonna put another one there. Oh, it's I know it's the same color. I get it. I kind of liked it overlap, so we'll accentuate that. Accent. I can't talk. We'll add accents to that. Well, found another one. Maybe we'll replace it. Let's pick this back up and put that there. Okay, like that better. I like them overlapping. So you'll just sit there. Okay, might have to put some heavy glue on there. Is that right where I want it? Yes, that's right where I want it. Oh, get back there and sit where you're supposed to sit. Okay. I feel like it needs to be grounded. When I say grounded, is that when you have a sharp edge like this, it doesn't really blend into the background. Now, if that makes sense. So where these circles to me don't need to be grounded, but this little guy, he is saying he needs to be grounded. So I'm going to put another piece of tissue paper kind of like on top of him to kind of ground him in this space. Just to like a little bit of an overlap. So he becomes more ground. Well, no, he's not really grounded there. Pick it up, move it. And tissue paper just fell apart. That's okay. Nobody knows. Okay. And then let's see here. We're going to add a little bit more. Lines are too straight on this tissue paper. You know, this is that Dina Wakley tissue paper. I really like it, but it really tears. If you don't tear against the grain, like it's straight when you tear. And I like that, but not right now, if that makes sense. I don't know, something down here is just keeps happening. It's like the foreground or something. Yeah, that was not a good place for that. So we're gonna have to ground that a little bit more. Oh, the edge cannot be straight. Oh, I give up. Just not happening right now. Okay, we'll find something else. It's like it's got to go to the edge. Do I have any more of that paper? Yes, I do. Oh, get back over there. Thank you for playing. Yeah, I like that little thing right here. We're sticking that there. I know there's all these layers. Like, it's interesting. Let's talk about these stories for a minute. That's just emerging in front of me. So, Christina, tell me, hey Jody. So tell me what you think. We're expanding upon, and of course, we said it looked like a landscape yesterday, and so that's stuck in my head. I am going on a trip, and I'm playing with a bunch of scraps, and so, as I said this morning, sometimes our art speaks to us and says what it wants to become, and weaving scraps together to tell a story. And while I'm not really trying to tell a story at this moment, what is emerging in real time in front of everybody's eyes? Yeah, exactly, Jody. Boats. This one looked like a little boat. Yep, going on vacation, Christina. Yep, I'm going on a business trip. So, um, and that must be what I'm thinking is about that business trip. But what's interesting about this one, it looks like the boats against some rocky shores, right? I think that's weird. Um, wasn't expecting that. And then this one here, obviously that looks like boats because of the sun and the water, blah blah, right? Wasn't trying to do all that, but the triangle said, I like to be on top. So I put the triangles on top, and that's just how this came about. But this one here just really like came forward and just said, because I wanted some more triangles, so I put them on there. But then I kept piling up these scraps of paper, and it just looks like rocky shores to me. So I wish I was going on a vacation, but no, not going on vacation. So, um, but any case, I do want some, maybe this. I just wanted something. I don't know if I really like the white. I kind of think that white kind of is, yep, no. I think we're done. Like it stopped on me just now. I think we're done on those. Okay, so we're gonna I wanted to use some Posca pens on this one. This one needs to dry a little more. And then, oh, where did my heart go? Oh, it's stuck. Oh, okay, it is dry. So let's just go ahead and put that on there. I want this little heart right here. Kind of like right there, overlapping that circle. Get over there and get back in your spot, please. I think I might have to take some glue after you. Yep, some heavier glue. Oh, Okay, is that where you're sitting? No, you're not sitting where I want you to sit. Okay, you're sitting now. All right, we'll let that dry. Figure out that in a minute. Okay, so we have 5 minutes. Let me go through here real quick and add some Posca. I've lost my yellow Posca marker, and that is not cool. I'm not sure where it's at. It just took off. It said, I'm out of here. I guess it didn't want to stick around. So, like, I lost it on the trip, and here we are. We're going to have to get some new ones, I guess. Nope, that's not showing up the way I want to. I don't. Yeah, yellow would have been the answer. Oh, no. I don't think the red is going to show. Yep, not happening. All right. We'll try one more thing. And then I might just have to go get a yellow. Here's a pink. That'll work. I like orange and pink. It's very subtle, but that's okay. Maybe subtle is good. In my abstract landscapes that I wasn't planning on. Be interesting to see how this turns out. As far as like all the other pieces that were very abstract, and then these two little landscapes just popped out. I know I just went over these, but they're like drying, and I like the. Oh, you can't see it because of this. There we go. I'll take a picture of it and put it in the community so that you can see it. So if you're part of my community, I will post these out there. And if you have art that you've been creating lately, I don't care what kind of art it is, post it out there. Let's see what you're working on. Let's celebrate each other's journeys. And then also for community members, please looking for your inputs on what you're working on, what your struggles are for these last 25 days. It doesn't even have to be art related. It can be anything. I think I asked a couple of questions in there, so take a look at that email when you have a moment. And oh, this might be a tomorrow project. Like we got to finish this tomorrow because this is turning out awesome. I know you can't really look at that. I love how the circles are accentuating, being I can't say that word. I'm using accents, and I love how this is being accented. Okay, so maybe the pink was the answer. This guy, we're gonna have to play with him tomorrow, so we're not quite done. So this might take me tomorrow to finish it up. It's really popping. I'm just liking the pink around these circles. I mean, the real squares that make them the circle. That's really turning out cool. See if I can see that. You know what? The camera is not doing it justice, but it is what it is. So, if you got scraps, go and play with your scraps and see what emerges from your scraps. What kind of things are you manifesting with your scraps, or what kind of um emotions, like I said yesterday, words are hard that you're expressing through your art, but what is your art expressing back to you as you're working through working with your scraps? I mean, like I said before, art speaks to you, whether you're speaking to it and it answers back, or it's telling you what you what is it's sometimes it's telling you what's inside yourself. Didn't say that very eloquently, but here we go. Um so that happens a lot. I don't know if you've noticed that. The art definitely speaks to me, and we have conversations. And sometimes we have arguments. Like art and I sometimes fight, and I'm not a crazy person. What's really happening in that moment is what is going on with you, where you're arguing with yourself and your mind, if you will. So, um, today I must be thinking about that trip a lot because it kind of showed up in my landscapes that I wasn't meaning to create. Because if you look at all the other things in the past lives, we did not create anything that was emerging, right? And so um we created whatever was happening at that time. But I guess subconsciously I'm must be thinking about this trip coming up a lot. There's just a lot going on. So anyway, with that, I want you to have a great day and go play with your scraps. And thank you for watching Ratchet Up Your Art.